Hello friends, I am Parvez and this is our third video in Python data manipulating or Python data science. In the last video we have covered Numpy array attributes and we have made some examples. Today we are going to cover Python Numpy array indexing in Python. Basically, array indexing in Numpy is the same as standard Python list indexing. Okay, now we are going to make a new Python file in PyCharm. I call it Numpy array indexing, like this. Now I'm importing Numpy as NP. After that, I make two array. The first one is one dimension, and the second one is second dimension. Okay, I give it example one. np dot random dot randint. Give is the size the 10. The number should be between 10, and give the size to for example a 6. Okay. Now if I print example 1, you will see my one dimensional array. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to make another example 2, np dot random dot randint. This is two-dimensional array. I give it 3 by 5. Okay. Now I'm going to perform array indexing for my first example. Let me print example 1 once again. Okay. For example, you want to access to the first element of array. It is the indexing starts from the 0. It's index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4, and index 5. Okay. Now if you want to access, for example, index this is index 0, and if you want to access the number 2, this is index 1. For this you can simply write print example 1 and the index 1. If you run this, you can see that we have 8 in index 1. For example, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to access index 5, you can simply write print example 1 index 5. You can see that now index 5 is the last index and the value is 5. Okay. Now if you want to access to the index from the end, you can do this by the minus. For example, I want to access this from the index this index I want to access, for example, -4. For this you can write print example 1 and give it -4. If I run this, you can see now it is 6. You can do basically, if you want the -2 example, you can write -2, and if you run this, we have the 2 number like this number. Okay. Now this was Numpy array indexing for one-dimensional array. If you want to access two-dimensional array indexing, that is different. Let me comment these examples, and I want to print my example 2. That's two-dimensional array, Numpy array. If I run this, you can see that we have this array. For example, you want to access the element of 0 row and 0 index. For this, you can write print example2 0 and 0. If you run this, you can see that in 0 row and the 0th index is number 4. If you want to access in the 0 row, you want to access the first index, and you can write example2 in the 0th row, and we want to access the first index. Now if you run this, you can see that we have 3. Like this, if you want to access this 9, you can simply write print example2 0 and 2. You can see now we have 4. Like this. If you want from row 1, if you want to access the index 0, for example, I want this index, you can simply write print example2 from row 1 I want index 0. If you run this, you can see that in here we have 3 and we have accessed the 3. If you want to access, for example, from the second row index 1, you can simply write print example2 second row and first index. Now if I run this, you can see that we have 9 in here. This is the number. Also, you can assign the number to this. For example, to the index. For example, I want to assign, I take my example 2 in the 0 row and 0 index in the first in here. I want to assign 11. Okay. Now if I print example2, you can see that we have 11 in here. If you change this, for example, you can write another. I want to assign a number in row 1 and in index 1. Okay, I want to assign my number that will be, for example, 10. Now if I run this, we can see that we have in here 10. Thank you guys. This was our third video in Numpy. If you have any question, please let me know, and if you want more videos like this, please subscribe and also like the videos.